Welcome to our comprehensive guide on Fusion General Ledger Allocation Rules. In this video, we'll explore the essential concepts, setup steps, and practical use cases for allocation rules in Oracle Fusion. Whether you're new to allocation rules or looking to optimize your current setup, this video will provide clear explanations and actionable insights. You'll begin by understanding the basics of allocation rule design, then move on to more complex scenarios, and finally address common questions and troubleshooting tips. Let's get started by diving into the foundational concepts that drive effective allocation rule configuration. Let's discuss the simple allocation rule design concepts. Allocation rules in Fusion allow you to distribute balances across accounts based on defined logic. You can loop through dimensions like accounting period, currency, and currency type. For example, multiple currencies can be included in the same rule by adding them to the POV, separated by commas. It's important to select the skip pool option at the source level to prevent the process from aborting if no balance exists in a source pool. This flexibility ensures that allocations proceed smoothly, even when some combinations have zero balances. Designing allocation rules, you might wonder how many currency values can be looped in a single rule. Fusion allows you to include all available currency and period values, but keep in mind that performance can be impacted if too many values are used. Avoid selecting the all value in any dimension, as this can cause issues. Always use the skip pool option to ensure the allocation process doesn't fail when a source pool has no balance. This approach helps maintain efficient and reliable allocation runs, especially in environments with multiple currencies and periods. Counting periods can also be looped in allocation rules. You can use functions like to select all quarters or specify periods individually in the POV. This flexibility allows you to target specific timeframes for your allocations. For recurring journal allocations over multiple periods, you can create a formula rule that assigns balances from a source account to a target account. The accounting period can be set as a runtime variable, enabling the rule to execute each month or for all periods at once, depending on your business needs. Like periods and currencies, dimensions like balance type and scenario are typically set at the allocation component level and cannot be looped through in the same way. This means you need to define these values directly within the allocation rule, rather than using a looping mechanism. Understanding which dimensions can and cannot be looped is crucial for designing effective allocation rules and avoiding configuration errors. Recurring journal allocations across multiple periods, you can create a formula rule that assigns balances from a source pool to a target account. The accounting period can be set as a runtime variable, allowing the rule to execute monthly or for all periods at once. This approach streamlines the allocation process and ensures consistency across reporting periods. If your allocation depends on a basis, you can also configure the rule accordingly to meet specific business requirements. Setting up a runtime variable for the accounting period is straightforward. Navigate to the journal's work area, select Create Allocation Rules, and open the Calculation Manager. Under the Tools menu, choose Variables and create a new variable for the accounting period. Enter the required header and value information, ensuring the variable name has no spaces and a default value is set. Once saved, this variable can be used as a prompt during allocation rule execution, providing flexibility and control over the periods included in your allocations. Accounting date for allocation journals is determined by comparing the system date with the period start and end dates. If the system date is after the period end, the accounting date is set to the last day of the period. If it's before the period start, the accounting date is the first day of the period. If the system date falls within the period, it becomes the accounting date. This logic ensures accurate posting and reporting, aligning allocations with the correct accounting periods. To include all debit and credit period activity balances in your allocation, use the @level0 descendants function at the POV level. Set the amount type to PTD and the balance amount to period activity. This approach ensures that all relevant balances are considered during allocation, providing a comprehensive view of account activity for accurate distribution. Allocating to the same target and offset combination is generally not recommended, as it doesn't make functional sense. However, if this scenario arises, you can either remove the overlapping value from the hierarchy or create a dummy value for the offset. By using a dummy offset, you can reallocate values as needed, ensuring the allocation process remains logical and effective. When you need to use a parent account in both the source and offset, create a rule with two allocation components. The first component uses a dummy account as the offset, while the second component reallocates from the dummy offset to the original target. This method ensures that credit and debit values are properly assigned, maintaining the integrity of your allocation logic. If your allocation requires generating a single target line with multiple offset lines, define two allocation formula rules. The first rule generates the single target line using a parent account as the source. The second rule creates multiple offset lines by looping through child accounts with the @level0 descendants function. This approach provides flexibility in distributing balances across multiple offsets while maintaining a consolidated target. Sometimes, you may need to change a specific segment in the offset based on the source. For example, moving amounts from one intercompany value to another. In such cases, create parent values for the relevant segments and use level 0 descendants to loop through them. Use a formula allocation to move balances as needed, ensuring that the offset and target segments are updated dynamically according to your requirements. Cross-ledger allocations are often needed for elimination scenarios. To achieve this, create a formula rule where the target and offset use the same BSV, while the source can include multiple BSVs. This setup allows the general ledger allocations program to generate the necessary journals for elimination, ensuring accurate consolidation across ledgers. Create one-to-many allocation rules. Ensure all ledgers involved are part of a ledger set with a common chart of accounts and calendar. The ledger set is used in the allocation range, and intercompany rules are set up to create balancing lines for each PBSV. This structure supports efficient allocation across multiple ledgers, streamlining intercompany transactions. Many-to-many intercompany allocations are not supported for cross-ledger scenarios. Instead, define two allocation rules and use period activity doctor or CR as the balance amount to achieve M, 1 or 1, M allocations. This approach ensures that allocations are processed correctly, even when multiple primary balancing segment values are involved on both sides. And there is no specific target in a cross-ledger allocation. Use two allocation formula rules to avoid many-to-many scenarios. Loop through accounts using level 0 descendants at the POV level. This method allows you to efficiently allocate balances across hundreds of accounts without specifying each one individually, simplifying the allocation process. Allocate across multiple company segments within a single ledger. Group all company values under one parent and use the at level 0 descendant function at the POV level. This setup enables looping through all relevant company segments, ensuring comprehensive allocation coverage within the ledger. If you need to select more than one parent account in the source definition, create a new parent value and link all required parent values as its children. Then, use this new parent value at the allocation source level. This approach simplifies the selection process and ensures all necessary accounts are included in the allocation. Generate allocation journals based on a fixed percentage. Create a formula type allocation rule. For example, take a revenue account as the source and multiply by a percentage, such as 3%. Assign the result to the target account, like a bad debt account. This method provides a straightforward way to allocate fixed proportions of balances. For allocations based on headcount or other calculated measures, perform the necessary calculations when creating the journal entries. The allocation rule itself cannot handle complex calculations, so ensure the source account reflects the correct amount before allocation. This approach guarantees accurate distribution based on your business logic. Allocate a specific percentage of a source to a range of departments with a fixed offset. Create a formula rule using parent accounts and departments as targets. Multiply the source by the desired percentage, and use a specific account combination for the offset. This method allows for targeted allocations across multiple departments. Run allocations based on previous period balances. Create two period variables, one for the current period and one for the prior period. Use these variables in your allocation rule to retrieve and allocate balances from the previous period. This is especially useful for balance sheet accounts, where beginning balances reflect the ending balance of the last period. Allocating balances from the end of the year to the next period involves creating period variables for both the current and year-end periods. Use these variables in your allocation rule to transfer balances as needed. This approach ensures smooth year-end processing and accurate carry-forward of balances. While allocation on daily balances is not directly supported, you can achieve this by defining an allocation rule with parent accounts as the source and running the allocation daily. Make sure to reverse previous day's entries before each run. This incremental approach allows for daily distribution of balances, even though ADB allocations are not yet available. To allocate amounts separately based on positive and negative values, define two allocation rules. Use period activity doctor for positive balances and set the target to a profit account. Use period activity CR for negative balances and set the target to a loss account. This ensures that debits and credits are allocated appropriately. Allocating foreign currency balances to a functional currency involves using the appropriate currency type and POV values in your formula rule. For example, use entered for the original currency and converted for the base currency. Ensure that currency balancing lines are defined at the ledger level to maintain balanced journals. Additional expressions on entered amounts are not supported in the General Ledger Calculation Manager. If you need to nullify differences between accounted debit and credit amounts, use revaluation instead. Similarly, generating allocation journals with zero entered amounts and non-zero accounted amounts is not feasible. Revaluation is the recommended workaround. When the source and offset are the same, allocation will always take the incremental balance. To implement this, use a separate account for the allocation rule and create a parent value containing both the source and parent accounts. This setup ensures that only incremental balances are allocated, providing accurate tracking over time. create allocation journal entries in two currencies, set fixed components in the POV, and define two formula components. The first component allocates from the source to the target, while the second reallocates from the target back to the source in the other currency. This method ensures that both currencies are properly represented in the allocation process. Summarize data based on each AFF2 to another specific account, add values to a single parent in the POV, and use level 0 descendants. Set the amount type to PTD and balance amount to period activity doctor. In the allocation range, use level 0 descendants of the parent account. This setup allows for even allocation across all relevant accounts. If an allocation rule runs for a long time or gets stuck, it's often due to excessive looping in the POV, source, or range. To resolve this, break the rule into smaller, simpler rules. You can also use additional segments like future to reduce complexity, especially when the looping is mainly for reporting purposes. To ensure that allocations are posted in the correct sequence, create a custom generate allocations job and add it as the first step in a job set. Add posting as the second step, and another allocation job as the third step, each dependent on the success of the previous step. This setup ensures that each allocation is posted before the next one runs, maintaining data integrity. Currently, the Calculation Manager does not support running generate allocations in parallel. This limitation is in place to avoid conflicts and performance issues. Always plan your allocation runs accordingly, ensuring that each process completes before starting the next. When multiple rules target the same account, the Allocation Manager overwrites balances instead of adding them. To avoid this, create separate rules for each target and use unique segment values. Alternatively, create a custom job set with multiple steps, each handling a different target. This approach prevents duplicate assignments and ensures successful journal generation. Use the balance generated by a previous allocation rule in a subsequent rule. Set the scenario to allocated. This allows the new rule to pick up the results of the earlier allocation, supporting complex multi-step allocation processes. Create, update, or deploy allocation rules. Users must have the General Accounting Manager role. If this role cannot be assigned, a custom role with the privilege, GL Administer General Ledger Allocation Formula PIV, can be created and assigned along with the General Accountant role. This ensures proper access control and security for allocation rule management. You can automate allocation processes by calling the Generate Allocations process using the ERP Integration Web Service. Use the Submit ESS Job Request operation with the appropriate job package and parameters. This integration enables seamless automation and scheduling of allocation runs within your financial system. When multiple currencies are involved, ensure that conversion rates exist for the accounting date. Allocation rules do not work with historical rates, and missing rates will cause errors during journal import. For rounding, specify the number of digits in the rule or rely on ledger level settings. Proper configuration prevents errors and ensures accurate journal amounts. If rounding is required, specify it in the formula rule. If not specified, the system uses the ledger level rounding settings. When the basis is set to allocate evenly, the system ignores the basis combination and distributes the source balance evenly among targets. The exclude negative option does not affect allocations when using allocate evenly. When a natural combination is specified as the basis, perform all necessary calculations when creating the journal entries. The allocation rule itself cannot handle complex calculations, so ensure the source and stat entries are correct before allocation. This guarantees that the allocation rule distributes the intended amounts. The exclude account option allows you to specify values to be excluded from the allocation range. This exclusion only affects the allocation range, not the basis calculation. Even if an account is excluded, its ratio may still be considered depending on the basis. Be clear about the difference between excluding from range and from basis. When using the total for allocations scenario, the amount generated by the first allocation component is used in the second component, regardless of posting status. If the first component fails, the second will not generate journals. This approach supports multi-step allocations but requires careful monitoring to ensure all steps complete successfully. The allocate evenly option distributes the source amount equally among all targets, ignoring the basis combination. You can use any dummy account for the basis, as it has no effect on the allocation. The exclude negative setting is also ignored when allocating evenly. Be aware that the exclude option after specifying the basis does not remove the account from the journal calculation. The account is excluded from the allocation range, but its ratio may still impact the basis calculation. This distinction is important for accurate allocation results. Allocations cannot be generated based on journal source or category, as the allocation process is based on GL balances. SBase does not support category-related POVs, so all allocations must be driven by account balances rather than journal metadata. In summary, Fusion General Ledger Allocation Rules offer powerful tools for automating and streamlining financial allocations. By understanding the setup options, limitations, and best practices discussed in this video, you can design efficient allocation rules tailored to your organization's needs. Always test your rules thoroughly and monitor allocation runs for optimal performance and accuracy.